Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your girl Sandrine, and without further ado, I'm just going to talk straight about your embassy and interview process at the US Embassy for J1s. Right, let's go. Alright, so I know that this is like a big concern for most persons. For most students, they're just so nervous about the interview process. They want to know, what should I do, what should I not do, and all of that. So let me just say the first thing: be calm about it. If you are a legitimate student, meaning that you have not graduated college, or you have not stopped and haven't gone in like 2 years, and you are on record, you don't have to worry. Because most persons, they really get nervous because they wonder, okay, then what is the interviewer going to ask me? Are they going to ask me, like, and I'm like, just be calm. The very fact that you have your transcript, your status set, and all of that, it's like giving information on you that, okay, then yes, you are a student. And then they would have, well, let's say 100% trusted your agency, because sometimes, even though you go there with a reputable agency, some circumstances can cause them to run a background check on you. And if you watch my video on the time that I almost got denied my J1 visa, you would have realized the reason why sometimes you can be denied or almost denied or whatever, even if your agency is reputable. It all depends on how you carry yourself in the interview. Now, I have been going to the embassy from 2018, right? You would have or you would have thought that after so many years that I would not be nervous. But the truth of the fact of the matter is that, as I said in previous videos before, the interview process is so subjective, right? It's so subjective to the interviewer, and depending on probably what they're feeling like that day, and I know it's unfair, you can be denied, or even if the facts are present, if them even get a little suspicions or a little intuition, really, they can deny you, even if you have all your documents them in front and all of them legit, and so they can deny you. And so I normally tell students, just be calm about it. I know it's hard not to be calm because this is a very big moment, but just be calm about it. Once you know that everything about you is true and factual, then you don't have to worry, right? Now, some persons, they always ask me, I got denied of a 10-year visa like a year ago. It does not matter. It does not matter if you got denied a 10-year visa, or you're on filing, or whatever the case is. It don't matter. Each visa application is treated as when you have twin, and you're in a bad company, and because your friend them do something, people just associate with your friends them. The visa process is not like that. No. So even though you were denied like a B1 or 10 years ago, or your mother did go, it does not matter. The very fact is that you are going for a different visa, and the visa requires different things, and so that won't complicate, or that won't affect you getting your J1 visa. So let me just answer that question and say it again clearly for those who I know they really want to know. If you have been denied a visa before, no, you will not be impeded or denied for your J1 visa, as long as you have all your documents that supports your J1 status, meaning that you have all your documents that supports that you are a university full-time student, right? Now, let me say this: when you go to the embassy though, they will ask you questions. Do you have any, because when you're signing up the application to go to the embassy, you will have to fill out this section that says, do you have any relatives and so forth in the States. If you know them illegal, don't put them on the paper, please. Don't put them on the paper, please. Okay? Do not put them on the paper, right? But if they are straight and all of that, and you have a green card, if your father, even if you know, like your mother tell you, say when you look big, your father got farrin and him straight, and you don't know him, if them ask you, because your father is not deceased, if them ask you, tell them say yes. You put on yes, your father is in the States, he has a green card, but you don't know him. Be honest with the people. You have a sister in Texas, yes, because you remember it's you putting all of that information now. The exact same information they're going to bring up in front of you. And they did that to me before, right? They brought up my sister's information and they were asking, here the lady, and them kind of tricky too. Them not ask her straight out if you have a sister, you know. She was like, you don't have any relatives in the States, right? I thought she asked it it's such a like shoot that tried to catch me in a trap, and I was like, no, I have a sister that lives in Texas. And she was like, oh okay, and how long has she been there? And I was like, I really don't remember. I think I know it's over 10 years. And she was like, oh okay. They just want to know if you're willing to tell the truth, right? And so I told them the truth, and you know, I said yes, she's a nurse and all of that, and Ray and Tay. And so just answer truthfully, because guess what? If you don't answer truthfully, they're going to find out, especially if you did things that, you know, suggested that you have. And when I talk about things, I mean, like, if you had said in your application that yes, you have a sister, and then when them ask if you have a sister, no, you tell them say no. Like, just answer anything I tell you do on the application, and that them are gonna ask you back. So anything you do, make sure you remember for when, just in case they're gonna ask you that question. And sometimes they do ask you that question. As I said before, the interview process is so subjective, because some students might go to an interviewer and they only just ask you 2 questions, and you might go to a next interviewer and them ask you everything down to your red blood cell. Like, for example, when I went in 2021, April the 30th, I will never forget, I went to this lady, and the lady drilled me. 2 other persons got through before me, and I don't know if it was because it was because of my final year status in college or whatever the case is, but she drilled me. She was asking me like, oh, so have you gone on interviews as yet? Have you found a job? Are you looking at prospective schools? And she was just drilling me. But the reason why they do this is, especially for final years, is because they want to know that you are coming back. You have every intention of coming back. And so I was like, yes, I have sent out resumes. I'm in this beginning teachers induction program where they're getting us ready for interviews with principals and all of this. And so really and truly, listen, on our college people, just present yourself. No, I understand if you're nervous, but just present yourself and just act like you're sensible. As I said, don't lie about if your father they are farrin. If you don't know him, just tell him, say, yes, you know of my father being abroad, but I don't know him. Yes, I was denied a 10-year visa 2 years ago, 6 months ago, whatever the case is, because it's all on their system. So why are you going to lie? If you lie, that's when you will get denied. So if you have a criminal record, boy, I don't know. Gotta go with you on that one. I don't know how to. I won't even address that because I don't know how. And this is why sometimes we never push badness, because we never know when certain things are going to affect us in life, right? And so just answer truthfully. And once, because really and truly, they just want to know that, okay, then you're really a student and you say that you say what you say you are, whatever the case is. You get what I'm saying? So the interview process is the easiest thing ever. Some of them might ask you, oh, so how are you doing? What do you plan to do? You know, everybody different. But as I said, because this is the year of COVID and we're still in COVID, and because of the backlog there might be a limited amount of persons that go on work and travel this year, right? Well, for 2022, because as you know, there's still a backlog and they have to schedule and limit the amount of persons that they have coming in the embassy for each day. And you know, there's only 24 hours in a day, and to get all of that big crowd, you know, one time there was like 1,000 people per day. Now they have to cut it down to probably like 500 or so. So when that time gets closer, I will tell you, give you updates on what is happening. But for now, as it pertains to embassy questions and visa questions, that's all you need to know, right? And let me just say, answer this for persons who have failed a course before and they wonder like, okay, then are they going to say something? No. I failed courses in my first year and they saw my transcript. They just want to know that you have every intention of doing over that course. If they ask you that question, you know how to answer, and they want to know like your way forward. Like some persons might look over your transcript like in depth, and some might, as I said, everybody different. Just be confident about it. Be prepared to answer any question about your academics and you will be fine. I promise you. If they ask you if your mother was denied a visa in 2018, just say yeah and done. Because what is the main, like the underlying reason why they might ask you all of these questions? They want to know if you're willing to tell them the truth, right? And so if you do that calmly, get yourself together and so forth, you will be fine. One last story before I go. 2021, because I'm going to say it as the year is and not as today is, because I don't know when you'll be watching this video. But in 2021 April, I went to the embassy and there was this man there, and he was some Adventist, some pastor's thing. And the way they drilled the man, the way how them drilled the man, that thing said the man not get a visa, but then them just eventually get the man the visa. So and everybody are gonna have the same experience. Like, they might drill you, they might not drill you, but just be prepared, right? Especially if your people data the system, just be prepared to answer any questions, right? And if you want to ask me any questions more about this, you can definitely DM me on Instagram and I'll definitely answer you. So without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye.